the 60s, when they were building community colleges one a week around the country. And I'm trying to think, what is the data? The data is that at this time, we have 1,100 community colleges in the United States of America, and we have 28 of them in Michigan. But what is the shared vision? These people that started the community college movement, they were saying, we're a democratic society. Why can't everybody have an opportunity for a college education? If they want one, we need to provide one for them. So consequently, they came up with that vision, and then they came up with the mission. And the mission was to provide programs and services that meet the needs of employers in the community. That mission has driven us to offer certificate programs, degree programs that give students knowledge and skills that allows them to get into the economy, to raise a family, and to be productive citizens. Now, Henry Ford is a product of the community college movement. And we're very similar to the whole concept of the community college movement. Our vision is, tell me, future driven. We want to make sure that we have programs and services that meet the needs of the employers in our community, and so we have to think about what programs make a difference for the people in our community so that they can get into the economy and make a difference. So our mission, our vision, future-driven, and our mission, which says we measure our success by the success of our students. So we're no different than any of the community college. We are part of the community college movement. Now we need a leader that will help us to develop those programs, to provide those services for students so that they can be successful and get into the economy. So I have a conclusion, and I do see Betsy Cohn. Where are you, Betsy? There you are, okay. And I called Betsy and I said, can I use your comments about the video that we're about to see? And she said, yeah, you can do that. So she sent an email to President Kavalhuna after she saw the video, which you're going to see in a few minutes. And she said this, and the reason why I'm quoting this is because it tells me there's great hope in our college community that we are going to be on track and we are going to serve the people in this community better under his leadership. So here's her quote. President Kavalhuna, you are quite honestly the best thing to happen to this college in a very long time. And it has been very, very long time since there have been such genuine and numerous pictures of the president with our students. Thank you for helping the college to retrieve and re-embrace its community college ethos. You can tell she's an English teacher, right? All right, but she's also a person who has been a co-author to our accreditation for what is that called? Higher Learning Commission. And it's my belief that it's her work and Becky Chadwick's they co-authored. It's my belief that they saved our college when they wrote that accreditation report. So I have great respect for Betsy Cohn. When she feels that she can posit this president, then I know we're on the right track. Thanks. Okay, what did I do with that? What did I do with the papers? Yeah. Oh, they're going to show the video? No, thank God I can find this thing. I got it. Except I don't have the right one. What the heck did I do it? Well, at any rate, we would like to show a video that gives you some insight into President Kavalhuna. What?
She says that the sound is not working.
So forget it?
You're the boss.
Well, we don't want to see a video that has no sound. So I've been saved anyway. So we're going to...
Everybody said how good looking he is. Maybe we'll just watch it.
Yeah. So at any rate, we are now moving on to the investiture ceremony. Mr. Kavalhuna, come close. Mr. Kavalhuna, congratulations on becoming the 6th president of this esteemed institution, which has transformed lives and created better futures for the past 80 years. The Board of Trustees, the Dearborn community, and the Henry Ford College faculty, students, staff, alumni, and partners look forward to working with you to realize the full potential of Henry Ford College as a shining star in our region and our nation. I will now confer upon you the Presidential Medallion and the College Mace, College Medallion and College Mace, symbolizing your formal investiture as president of this great college. So, I have to hold the medallion so that you can see it. It's beautiful, and it's very heavy. And it has on it the names of all the previous presidents. Even Dr. Mazzara is listed here. Okay, so the Henry Ford College Presidential Medallion contains an image of the college seal with the college motto, Pro Bono Omnium, for the good of all. The president may wear the medallion at formal academic events. The medallion symbolizes the president's great responsibility to serve, inspire, and guide the college students, and to lead the college forward with vision, dedication, and honor. President Kavalhuna, on behalf of the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the Presidential Medallion as a symbol of our trust in you to faithfully fulfill the obligations of the office of president. And I will be assisted by his wife to put this on. So you get this side, I get this side. Okay. Little pictures. All right. Over here on this side. The Henry Ford College Mace carries the official seal of the college. It is a symbol of the college's authority to grant certificates and degrees to those who successfully complete our academic requirements. The bearer of the mace represents all Henry Ford College leaders, faculty, and staff, past and present, who have contributed to the development of Henry Ford College and to the education of our students. President Kavalhuna, on behalf of the Henry Ford College Board of Trustees, I entrust the college mace to you and vest you with the authority to carry out all responsibilities of the office of the president. Congratulations, President Kavalhuna. And now you get a chance. People love you, don't they?
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Mayor, Your Honor, Mr. President, colleagues and trustees, and my community, and my sweetheart. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about Dearborn. I'm excited about Henry Ford College. And I'm so grateful that you all are here to pay homage to this institution, the important work that this Board of Trustees conducts. And to you trustees, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for letting my family understand your warmth, your generosity. And for those of you who know this Board of Trustees, you should thank them because they truly believe what I believe. And that is that a public education is the true and significant way we can make societal and human growth in our community, our state, and our country. They frankly believe that. They work at that. Even when they disagree with each other, they know they all believe it. That's why I asked them to let me work with them. This has been a fantastic event. I'm frankly touched and honored, and I'm glad Judge Green didn't apply for this job. I think it'd be him standing here. But it's been a great event, and I simply cannot be the leader that I have been described unless I let you know who's responsible for this nice event. And it's people I work with. One is a vice president at our institution named Dr. Lori Gonko. One is Rhonda DeLong, who I think probably is really beside herself because she worked so hard for this entire event. And I know it's not her fault, but she had that video ready to go. And she has been a fantastic help in this, and then their support person, Jennifer Chapman. Now, Mayor O'Reilly, I'm your constituent. I hope I'm your friend, and I look forward to having the benefit of your advice. And I'm grateful for the city services that your leadership deserves or delivers to my family and to me and my colleagues. There are presidents among us. One of them is from our colleague at Macomb Community College. His name is Jim Sawyer, and another person has a different title but the same responsibility, and that's Peter Provenzano. They sit in the back together, and I appreciate them being here. Chancellor Provenzano is from Oakland Community College. There's another president that means a lot to me. His name is Ed Montgomery. He's from Western Michigan University, and I have to tell you, President Montgomery, I think I've counted about 7 or 8 degrees from Western Michigan University up here at this table with my family. We're proud of who you are. I'm proud to be a Bronco, and I appreciate your willingness to be supportive of me as a friend and a great leader of the institution I care so much about. You know, this symbolism of our leadership includes Andy Mazzara, and he's been mentioned a couple times, but I want you to know how much he means to me. I did invite myself to anyone who wanted to tell me about this institution, Mr. Chairman, and one of the people I invited myself to interact with was President Mazzara. I did that because people of this institution who've been here decades told me that he was a great leader. And good to that recommendation, he has met with me, he has helped me. This is a man whose name is emblazoned on the building that I report to in the morning, that to this day still employees of Henry Ford College say that he was a fantastic leader and a great president, and they don't say that about every president. And I will continue to meet with him and learn from him, and his presence here today fills me with pride, honor, and I appreciate you, President Mazzara. You know, my children are here, and my wife and I have decided, despite the questionable judgment to bring 2 children under 5 to an event like this, and you guys are doing great. But they're sitting with a woman whose name is Miss Smith, right? Right, Mac? And Miss Smith is his kindergarten teacher, and you might think that's a little bit strange, but let me tell you why it's important. Miss Smith has a sister here, I think, and Miss Smith grew up calling her dad the president of Henry Ford College. Mr. McCann was the president from 1966 to 1972, and she's now my son's kindergarten teacher. You know, there's another president that I want to acknowledge, and he's now my colleague. He's been helpful to me. He is intelligent and careful. He's kind and knowledgeable. And he stepped into the fray when this institution didn't have a president. He led us well, and he, like President Mazzara, I've not heard one negative thing about him. He is, in my mind, a real president, and I won't call him anything other than that. He did serve as the interim president, and that's John Setkowski. He's here. Raise your hand, John. Raise your hand at least. I'm blessed with a family that has supported me, and a lot of them are here. My in-laws are the Krulls. Pam and Gio are here, and they've been nothing but gracious supporters of me and our family. Courtney's siblings and their spouses are here, Carrie and Scott and Risra. And they too have been supportive of me. So supportive, Scott decided it would be a good idea that I marry he and his wife. And I took great pride in that, and I still rely on all of you for support. The Kavalhunas are here in force. I have an aunt and uncle who are both public school teacher retirees from Battle Creek Public Schools. I have a cousin, Lisa, who is the other Kavalhuna in the State Bar Journal, practices law very well in Oakland County. And I have my parents representing me tonight. My mother is here, and she has been fantastic to me, and her background is important for you to know because it informs you about who I am. She's a graduate of Kellogg Community College in Battle Creek. She was a poor kid from Battle Creek whose dad was a factory worker and whose mom stayed at home. She thought, and she instilled in me, that the way to prosperity was to earn an education, and a community college was the only way that she had an access to that. Fast forward many, many years, you'll find a master's degree educated woman leading a county-wide program to look after young children in Calhoun County, winning an Athena Award from Governor Granholm, the speech maker in my family, the supporter of mine, and the true reason why I accept and I'm appreciative of ambitious women, leader women. That doesn't bother me. In fact, I look up to a leader woman in her. My dad was a poor kid who immigrated to the United States from Brazil, and he lived in the basement of a house in Battle Creek, couldn't speak English, and went to the public school system there and taught himself English. And he too was a master's degree educated student that started at a community college. He was a proud member of the collective bargaining unit, despite whether you believe that or not, Mr. McDonald. He was the kindest person, and he supported me to a fault. He gave me the benefit of a loving father. I think he'd be happy. He missed this by about 10 months. My sweetheart. Courtney and I have been married almost 10 years now. I have not forgotten one anniversary. Yeah, there's something to be said there. And she has done more than her fair share of pediatrician visits and taking care of our beautiful young children. And she has supported me. And she is one of the few people that a president needs. She keeps me grounded. She always has. I'll tell you a story. I was in law school, and I liked to play basketball. I was pretty good, not great, but decent. And there happened to be an intramural league in law school. I know that sounds hard to believe. You've probably never been there because no one showed up. Well, my girlfriend showed up, who's this beautiful woman here. And to keep me in line, after I had missed 2 shots, the second one by more than she thought was appropriate, the only person in the stands decided to yell at a very loud tone, "Cut it out, Russ!" And she's still that person who grounds me. You'll see a president of Henry Ford College on Wednesday mornings taking trash to the curb. On Sundays, I'm the deputy director of the laundry service in our household. And I love her for that. But you put my parents together with my wife, and what they've given to me is something that, frankly, a lot of our students don't have, but is the product or is the cause of my success. And that is other humans supporting me. I really believe that that kind of team environment, that kind of person-to-person support is really what drives success amongst our human endeavors. And my wife and my parents have blessed me in that regard. So let me talk to you a bit, if you aren't from Henry Ford College. Several of my friends and family are here, and everything's been said, I won't repeat, but I am proud of this institution. I am walking around this campus, walking around this county, telling of its virtues, telling of its programs. I want you to know about it because there's so much good to know. You know, I wanted to live and work in an institution that believed in that ethos that Instructor Cohn had mentioned, that believed that education was something that we should work for, that we can devote our public service for in order to make a societal change. So when I was applying for this job, I walked around the campus. And I ran into something that I talked, Chairman, and you may remember this. In my interview, I pulled up a picture that I took while I was walking around. And it was a whiteboard. It was not even very clean. There was something written on this whiteboard that had been left there for a long time. And it was something that made me feel this is a place for me. It said, getting a higher education isn't like buying a car. When you buy a car, you climb in, start it up, and it goes without you thinking about it. Getting a higher education is like buying a car kit. Now, this is on an instructor's door, I start to realize as I'm reading this. Tiny little office, like most of us who ever taught classes, papers everywhere, trying to make it through to teach the next kid. The next part of this says, you have to read the instructions, put in a lot of time and effort, and go down some wrong paths. But when you're finished, you have something useful, something to be proud of, and something you understand. That's an instructor, run-of-the-mill instructor who cares about education like only that phrase can be said. I decided I wanted to be your president at that time. And that, yes, I did do a listening tour, and here's what I learned. Here's what is so great about this institution, and I can't go all of it, we'd be here all night. But here are some things you should know. This board oversees the 3rd largest, I believe it's the 3rd largest, isn't it, Mr. Chairman? 3rd largest public school district for which my kids attend. And we have thank you. We have an amazing partnership with Dr. Maleko and his team at the public school system. Do you know that almost 2,000 public school students at Dearborn Public Schools attend Henry Ford College? They can get up to 60 credits during their time in high school, and some even do 90 credits for no expense to the families. Some graduate high school with enough credits for an associate's degree. That is because of a partnership and, frankly, a love in public education that is unique to Dearborn. You know, we do believe that an education should be a path to a meaningful career, and we've done that. Since 1984, we've worked with the Ford Motor Company for a program called the Asset Program. It takes cohorts of students 2 years once they enroll, and at 2 years' end, they can be a technician in a Ford or Lincoln dealership to perform technical services on those cars. And during that 2-year service, they spend time in our classrooms, time in our labs, and then times in the dealership. And they have a job before they've started with us. These jobs start at $50,000 a year, and we've done over 500 of them in the last 25 years. And some of them make $150,000 now. U.S. Steel has decided we're worthy of their investment. They have decided that they will give $20,000 to help students that they help to pre-select go through our program to become employees in the energy sector at wages that start at $20.44 an hour. Just last year, 25 new students came into that program, and they'll get meaningful careers because that's what this is for. Our students deserve to learn at our institution and have meaningful careers on the other side. Secure 24 is an IT company that's nationally known. In fact, in 2017, Computer World magazine rated it one of the top companies to work in the IT sector. Over 100 HFC students since the last 8 years have gone on to that company, and some are in leadership now, and those jobs are paid up into the 6 figures for 2 years of education at Henry Ford College. We charge our students $99 a credit if you are from Dearborn. You do the math for that 2 years of education and that kind of career. I will take that bet with anyone who wants to debate with me about whether community colleges are worth investing. I'll take that bet with any family who wants to invest their time and their most precious treasure or their children in our institution. We can deliver for those people. You know, our students in our Health and Human Services School have passed the exams for the state and national certification boards in physical therapist assistant, radiography, respiratory therapist, surgical technologist. The surgical technologists, all the students have been scoring 100% for 4 years straight. We let our engineers, our pre-engineer students, take their talents and compete in an engineering competition called the Community College Innovation Challenge. They've scored in the top 10 in the last 3 years. Our business department and our skilled trades built a tiny house on our campus, sold it through RE/MAX for $47,000, and that went to charity. Those kids built a house at community college. And we have a meaningful life on our campus. Our students compete in athletics. Is Rochelle Taylor here? Miss Taylor is one of the best athletic directors in the country. And don't just take my word for it. 51% of our student athletes have a grade point average of 3.0 or above. And for a community college, I dare anyone to challenge her on that. 51% of our students who play sports, 3.0. And those kids are matriculating to higher education beyond our walls. 16 of them last year went on to athletic scholarships in 4-year institutions, and they spread the Hawk and our Hawk Blue across the country. I counted 9 states and 13 cities. You know, it's not just the academic affairs at our institution. We actually have innovative ways to run the college because as much as my friend, Mr. McDonald, sometimes likes to question it, our administrators really are innovative. And this is before my time. We give a tuition guarantee. If you attend Henry Ford College and you graduate, during the time when you're in our classes, if we raise the rates on you, we'll pay it back to you after you graduate. That's a tuition guarantee. That was from administrators at our college, Mr. McDonald. Interim President John Satkowski is spearheading an idea that we're going to spend a significant amount of money to revamp our campus to reduce our energy costs by 60%. And in the meantime, we're going to build up curriculum so that students can learn how to maintain careers in those fields. Rhonda DeLong is spearheading our marketing revamp. We've reached 72 million different ways of interacting with potential college students, and we're going to keep that going. The veterans that are in our institution or veterans supported in our institution are going to get more attention through Dr. Daniel Herbst's efforts. You know, we have 296 students that identify themselves as associated with military families. And finally, Mr. McDonald, I mean this with all my heart. We have a proud tradition of collective bargaining at our institution. We have a collective bargaining unit for the support staff that's led by Kim Kyer, and she and I meet every month. We have a proud collective bargaining unit led by Dr. Boza with our adjunct faculty. And it's not just part-time teachers, folks. These people work multiple jobs. They have spent their own dues to give scholarships to students at Henry Ford College, and they have spent their own dues to support us in the millage campaign. Thank you, Dr. Boza. David Cunningham's there at the table also, and he supports the administrative services union, and he leads them, and he and I are meeting every month, and I appreciate your support of me, Mr. Cunningham. And then Mr. McDonald. Mr. McDonald has been at this institution since 1969. He has been the leader of the faculty union since 1978. He has seen presidents come and presidents go. And he has dedicated himself to helping me be a success. He has worked with his members to tell them that I deserve a chance to work with them. This is a man who's recognized by the American Federation of Teachers as a national vice president. Let me say that again. There's 1.5 million members of teachers across our country, and we have a vice president at Henry Ford College. His members care about this community. They are in, I cut this list in half, John, because it was so long, but they're in the League of Women Voters, the Rotary, the Dearborn Animal Shelter, Gleaners. But what I need everyone who's associated with Henry Ford College to know is that the days when John McDonald and the president's office didn't get along are over. We don't have to agree all the time, and goodness knows we've already had some disagreements. But there will be respect of the faculty, and there'll be a partnership with its leadership. Mr. Fisher, you're the Faculty Senate President. I've enjoyed my meetings with you, and frankly, you've given me advice that I just didn't have figured out until you told me it. And maybe it's the wisdom that you carry as you're approaching your 5th son. I wish you the best in the next month. I know that that's a change for your family. And this is a gentleman who is the Faculty Senate President, remodeling his kitchen and getting ready for son number 5. So ambition has nothing, you have nothing on ambition for me. You're number 1, my friend. All right. You know, I want to speak to the people who work at Henry Ford College, and this is a symbol of the leadership, but I want to talk to you as a person. I tell my colleagues that I want to be partners. I tell my colleagues I want to be teammates. Because I think that's the way great institutions should be run. You know, in this listening tour, I kept telling folks from inside the institution, I will give you respect.